You know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we go all in. And I know, they know, 'cause we go all in.
What up? What up? What up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It's your boy K Dis with DC. And I am here with my guy who apparently had some seat cushion issues tonight. Streams, what up, man? What it do,
What up?
baby?
What up? What up, K
What it
Dizzle?
do,
Welcome
man?
back, man. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you, bro. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to the fam. We are here, we are live, and we are direct. And we missed y'all, man. I know
Yes,
we
we
missed
did.
y'all. Let me put this on. Let me share this everywhere. Plus, everywhere. Share this everywhere. What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? I'm good, man.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I hope everybody's doing good. Who's up in the building already? Let's see. Let's see. We getting there. Oh, I got to put this on so we know who's who. Who's what,
Yeah.
man?
You
This
got to
is
get back
episode
in the swing
34.
of things.
We got a three-prong situation going on tonight. We got a lot to talk about. I know we missed y'all. I missed y'all too. And as my man Hef gets busy and roll up, you ready? We doing this live, baby?
Yeah,
We
man. Let's
live,
do it,
baby?
man. I was
Let's
trying to
do
find something, I'm running a little bit late, man, get myself together. But
Oh,
oh,
my niece is present.
Presente. Hold on.
Oh,
Say hi to
oh.
your niece while I grab something.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Shout out to Fallon. Shout out to your put your link in the chat, babe. Your breastie is in the building. Go check her out. Her links. I'm gonna put her links up right now since you in the building. You want to be live. Hey, look. Hey, look, we're gonna talk about a lot. Kids, crypto, and caretaker. And you know I got a lot of information to share. And I got a surprise for you. If you hang out a little bit, I got a little story to tell. I keep trying to want to put it on screen, but I don't want to put it on screen yet until we get into the middle of it, man. But I hope y'all have a great week. I hope your family's good. Everything's good, man. Um, Shout out to the underdogs. I had a good weekend. I got some sleep and some work done. Yep, your breastie's right there. Let me click this joint in here. Look, we all about black business. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand what the deal is. If you got business, you got things going on, you got work coming, you colors just miss a week like it's nothing. I love you too. Look, hey Ron, things happen, life comes at you fast. You just got to be ready and be willing and be able to do it. But let me put it up right now.
7 whole days.
Not a word from you.
Not a
Sing it.
word
Sing it,
from.
boo.
Oh,
Shout out to Fallon Smalls, aka your breastie, breastfeeding advocate, blogger, inspiring IBCLC, helping families meet their breastfeeding goals.
okay. I might need to look at that link.
Huh? Look at that link, man. I know you growing them. Oh,
Yeah.
man, I hate spiders. But look, coming down here and look at this. Look at that little baby right there. You ain't got no
Oh.
boobies on your page, do you? No. Do I need to deep look? Great information, good information about the best way to breastfeed, and also great mothering tips. She's awesome. She's awesome. I ain't even gonna lie. Where can they find you? Put all your links up. I'm gonna put all your stuff up. I'm gonna play. We got something to support you and do everything. We're gonna do it. 410 Beard is in the house. What up, 410? What's going on? What happened to your Redskins, man?
What up,
Talk about it
410?
later.
What'd you say?
We'll talk. I said 410 what happened to his Redskins, man. We talk about it later.
Boy.
Come on, hey, Half. Come on. Lead us in to where we going, what we
So,
doing.
you know,
Shout out to One Piece.
we're gonna have a lot of fun things to talk about today on the show. We're gonna talk about some sports like we always do, some gossip, some hip hop, some entertainment. We're gonna jump into some crypto. We're gonna talk about how money's moving around us in the universe, and if you're not with it, you better get with it or be broke. Because I'm reading the
What?
instruction manual. I've been doing some research. I might be late to the party, but we'll talk about that. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about how you disciplining your children's.
Nene's in the building. Nene's in the building.
What's up, babe? Obviously it's a sensitive topic, when we talk about discipline and how you deal with kids nowadays. And it's great that you started off the show, Kermit, with the video or the information about breastfeeding because in today's society, are we still going as hard as we used to? We're going to talk about that. So to start the show off, you know, I I'm gonna rant and say this.
Go ahead.
How many of you guys, when you watch a clip or a meme or something viral online, have an opinion about it? Or do you just watch it and you just kind of keep going on about your day? Keep it real.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna
Wait a
just
minute.
ask you, Kay.
Wait a minute. Give me an example. What you talking about? Come on.
So you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and you're scrolling down your story,
Hmm.
and it could be anything.
Right.
Like, do you see any picture or any message, and can it affect you in any way?
Yes, because I am a serial memer on social media. I if anybody has ever seen or is friends with me on any page on anything outside of Instagram, I kind of slowed up on Instagram, but anything else, I am a serial memer and I do stuff on the shock and awe standpoint. Not on the shock and awe like political or anything like that, but just to make you laugh. The things that I find funny may not be funny to everybody, but most people it's funny. So yeah, they make you feel a certain way, and they're supposed to. They're supposed to. So yeah.
I asked that question, bro, because it's like, obviously Facebook and Instagram and everything is huge. Everybody jumps in and out throughout the day, throughout your work day. And can it be dangerous? Like, can you log in and can you see something that might change your mood for where you are? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good comment there. I usually have several opinions, laugh out loud. Whether or not I voice them depends on the person who posted it.
Ha!
That's good.
Yes. Yes, because here's what you have. I have a cavalcade of different types of friends. And some
Man,
and you
your
know how the
vocabulary today is flexing, a
oh
cavalcade.
let me flex. Let me flex. So what have you know you and me go back and forth the IG clips. But look, you I have a bunch of friends with a bunch of different opinions and a bunch of different stances on certain things and topics, and you have to know when and when not to say stuff so that you don't, because some of the stuff triggers and be like, that dude's an idiot. That or I can't believe he said that. But you have to allow people the space to say what they need to say and not go out there and just blast everybody
Hey,
just because
bro,
you don't agree with it. But
the
it's
reason why I brought
wild.
it up, though,
Go ahead.
okay, the reason why I brought it up is because I'm the person now, because I've never really been on social media, but I'll go down the timeline and I make the sideways face like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It's an escape. It's not reality. We tend to put things up, but sometimes I can see a picture of something and like 410 said, we go back and forth with the IG clips, but it's just truly entertainment. Like, to see what people post and to see like the characteristics, you kind of know like, oh, okay, they're doing that again. And I'm not saying any names. But
Ah.
again, that's just my short rant. So I just wanted to see, if anybody else kind of goes down the timeline and thinks some things are a little funny in their day, because I definitely do.
Well, dang, you gonna go straight into your short rant. I was
Yeah, I
totally
just
unaware. I was a missed. I'm trying to
yeah,
use. Let me go. I'm gonna use Google to flex on my vocabulary in a minute. But no, my short rant is really quick and simple.
cavalcade.
Cavalcade. You like that one? Don't ask me to spell it right now. But um, family and friends, if you haven't talk to them now.
Yes.
Find the time. If they pop up in your brain, there's a reason, there's a purpose that you need to reach out to them and see how they're doing. Doesn't matter. It could be a 2 minute, 5 minute, or 30-second conversation. It could be just a text. I see shit, but never feel the need to say anything. You say stuff when it really you feel it. If it's funny, post it. Absolutely. But yeah,
Forward
so
no sitting like shit. If it's funny,
yeah,
I'm gonna
it's funny.
post
I'm
it.
gonna post it. I don't
I
care.
can see his face now.
But take the time to do what you need to do.
Nah, F that. But go ahead,
Yeah,
Kay. You were saying
yeah,
something. I'm
yeah.
serious,
That's
man.
I told you mine's gonna be short and sweet because it's
Mhm.
about relationships. Um, and also too, everybody doesn't deserve your energy.
Mhm.
Please, please, please recognize who does and who doesn't. So make sure you
Very.
make time for family and friends, and everybody doesn't deserve your energy. That's real simple, easy. That's my rant. You got to be careful and be mindful of that because everything in this world can be replaced except for time. Time is a finite resource, and use it wisely with people you love. That's all I got. That's all I got. on that rant there. So we hold on because this the posting thing is hilarious. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna go in there because I want to go to the next thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
It
ahead.
is funny. It is though. And speaking of babies and taking care of your families and time, if you know me, you know my baby girl is going to be coming, Lord willing, around January 11th. So the time is
Oh, it
coming.
sound like a January 14th, baby. Let me just
Oh,
put that on you.
Three
You
zero
heard
one
that,
eight five
Nene?
seven 1757. Text me, talk to me about baby Nova that's coming if you want. But definitely excited about the addition to the family. Our new baby girl addition to the all dressed up fam.
We make
And
girls over here.
shout out to the girl dad himself, the phenomenal one, K Dizzle.
Um,
So, oh, look at the chat. I
look,
love it. Thank you,
look,
Fallon.
girl dad. Hey, girl dad apparel coming soon. Don't worry, I got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
yeah,
happy
man.
birthday to your mom on that day, Erica. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Congrats, congrats, my man about to be a dad. That's what's up.
So,
That's what we
other
talking
than
about.
that,
Get
we always jump into sports. So obviously, let's just go ahead and jump into the NFL. I'm losing interest early, man. I don't I don't know. I don't know if that's just me being a hater as usual
No, that's
or
because
if
we suck right now, bro.
I
If you're
mean,
losing,
goodness
you lose interest.
gracious. It's ugly, man. Like everybody's not the same this year. I mean, you got really like 6 or 7 teams that's running, and one of those teams are the Cowboys. So obviously, I'm not thrilled about
That
that.
doesn't help.
But today, I mean, the lineup was lackadaisical. The Ravens took an ass whooping. I
How
said,
about that?
I'm
We're the
telling
Ravens
you.
fans. To
Tell us
Joe
about it,
Burrow.
man.
To
To
who?
Joe Burrow,
Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
the
Now,
Bengals.
look. Here's the thing. We always say like Bengals a bad team. Bengals have not always been a bad team. They've been a half and half team, almost
Yeah,
make it, almost not make it. But they putting the pieces together, and to put it on the Ravens like that just shows that they ready for the next level. Plain and simple.
the
And it was
funny
an
thing about it
ass
is,
whooping.
bro, one of my boys had posted that he had came up on a ticket just tailgating down by the stadium,
Uh-huh.
and he was excited. And he posted up, and if he's in the chat, man, I love you, no disrespect. Well, he's in the stadium up in the beginning of the game, how great his tickets were. And I saw his post in the story like around like 7 o'clock. So I saw he was like, his tickets are crazy, and nothing after that. So like there was no highlights. Obviously, I got Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team. He's
hmm
not been what I need, but I'm just I'm skating along, man. Skating along.
Yeah.
But other than that, the Eagles lost. Tom Brady won again,
Tom Brady won again.
and Aaron Rodgers torched the Washington football team.
Yes, he did. And Arizona won
Still
again,
undefeated.
7-0.
Still
Um,
undefeated.
strong, 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 strong,
But I
strong.
wouldn't I wouldn't bet on them to win the Super Bowl, man. What you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Last time Arizona, they played Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't do it. They're none, they're none don't like the Raiders.
Oh, I have an
Oh
echo on
man.
my mic. I'm being told. Uh-oh.
You got an echo on your mic? Okay, we'll turn that. It
I
may come from
appreciate
my side. Go ahead and say something, see if it's better.
testing. Hello.
Testes, one,
Trayvon
two, three.
Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. Oh, you just like Trayvon Diggs. He ain't
Let
no
me know how I
whatever.
sound, guys. I took a lot of time today to rearrange my studio, and I have some new additions in this room. You can't see it because the
That man
camera's on
spent
me, but
$75,000 in that room.
in the room,
Woo, woo. All
don't
right,
say
man.
that.
All right, all right. Next topic. Now, let's go to your sleepers. This is something new we're doing. Sleeper songs that you either may or and may not have heard of that you need to listen to and
And it
put in
doesn't
your
have to
rotation.
be. It doesn't have to be a brand new song. It could be a song that you probably know that your people aren't really, playing in their rotation that really goes hard
Yeah, for sure. For shizzle.
for
For shizzle.
shizzle.
All right. We're gonna pull yours first, man.
All right, we're gonna start doing a little preface. So this is my song that I stumbled on that I like to play after a 12-hour day of
We
hard work.
wait a minute, wait a minute, man. We doing prefaces on the song.
Hey
I like to
man,
listen to
I
this
love
one while I'm enjoying a good mimosa in my comfy socks.
yeah.
Nah, bro, we ain't doing
Got a song for you. You
no.
want to
I'm
hear it?
not
Here we
doing
go.
that. You can do it. I'm not doing it.
Well, this is Healy Unwind. This is definitely the song
Let me
that puts me in a chill mood. So check it out.
let me pull that out. There we go. You said play the hook.
I'm just trying to unwind. I'm just trying to unwind. Just trying to unwind. I toss and I turn,
Uh-oh.
and I crash and I burn.
Let me fade that out.
This passion, it hurts me. When will I learn?
Mm,
Man, man, that's a mood situation right
I'm
there, bro.
telling you, man. Healy
That's
Unwind.
a
If you
whole
want to,
mood
if you lay
situation.
your feet up and chill out, and put your pinky in the air like y'all know I like to do. What you
All
got,
right.
man?
I got one, man. I got an old school joint. It's super old. It's super old. It's by the Avila Brothers, man. I like good chill music. Every now and again, I like some party stuff, but most of the chill stuff. It's by the Avila Brothers. It's called "I Want You," and let me play this joint now. Who?
And I want you.
Oh yeah, I do that. Let me put the link in. Definitely some old school shit. All right. Again, doing my DJ thing, fading that shit out with YouTube Live. Look at that shit.
They don't know.
Let them know there's a link for
So
that too. The Avila Brothers, "I Want You" and Healy Unwind. Those are the sleeper tracks for this week. We thank you for taking 2 seconds to listen to those. You got the links right there if you need them. Do
I
you
like the
think?
idea for one though. I like that. Can we get an all dressed up playlist on Apple Music? I like that.
What?
They gotta pay us.
What? We'll put it on Spotify. ADE
Now
podcast.
Arizona said he play that once his socks was off. He got to be in the mood. But the song comes on once the socks come off. I feel you, Arizona. I like that though, man, because we always talk about different songs and everybody's not on it, didn't always catch. So I like this feature of the show.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's a good thing we add in there. But so, where we gonna go first? Where are we gonna go first? We want to
Well,
do.
let's go. Let's finish up sports now.
Oh
Let's
man.
finish up sports now because we got some of the fellas and the ladies too. Um, Kate, that I was talking to you about because
Mhm.
I'm a big NBA guy. Everybody knows I love LeBron, right? Thank you, Arizona. Everybody knows I'm a big supporter of LeBron James, even though I do think Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time. But one list that came out years ago was the NBA Top 50. They just rounded out a top 75. It's the 75th anniversary, I guess, of this celebration. So they've added 25 players to the list. And let's just talk about the list is crazy, man.
Oh my
And
god.
just like any list, it's always up for
It's always up for debate,
a
and
non-announced debate.
I don't know about this.
Do we
Um.
have any NBA or any basketball fans watching tonight that has any idea about this list? I know it's not that serious. Like obviously these guys are still gonna have their careers and all their success, but just like any list, man, who wasn't on the list? Who got snubbed?
Man, you know who got snubbed? Penny Hardaway got snubbed.
One of the people that got snubbed was Penny.
One of the people, of the many people that got snubbed. Hey, Melinda.
What's up, Melinda?
Yeah.
So
So
some
I
of the
mean,
players that got put on there last minute were like Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. You've got LeBron, you've got Kawhi Leonard, you've got Anthony Davis, you got Carmelo, you've got Greek Freak. Clay was
um,
heated.
Clay, I don't care about
Here
what
we
Clay was
go.
feeling. Yeah, I don't care
I
about what
don't.
he's feeling. Westbrook barely making out. He almost got disqualified because of his apparel. Oh, Derrick Rose.
Ooh, that's a good one for
Ooh, ooh.
that's a good one.
Yeah, Dwight
Dwight
Howard.
Howard
That's a
definitely
good
got
one.
snubbed.
Jeez,
And
jeez,
that's the
Louise.
thing, man.
Yeah,
Like when you have a list, somebody's gonna get left off, right? It's not the infinite list, it's only a 75. So let's talk about Kyrie. Kyrie Irving hasn't gotten the vaccine. He can't play right now because he hasn't gotten the
he
vaccine.
got, he got vaccine disqualified. Is that what you're
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, I'm not trying to throw shade on the NBA like that, but I mean, no Kyrie, but we obviously, like I said, some people were getting left off. Just wanted to throw it out there. See what you guys thought. If your favorite player made it, good for them.
I
But
mean,
I'm feeling bad about my man Dwight Howard, like 410 said. Clay Thompson, I wouldn't put Clay over Reggie Miller. I
no.
was talking about everybody. Paul Pierce was definitely on the list.
Yeah,
Paul Pierce is an animal rush just like he Michael from Good Times. That is hilarious.
that
That
dude is a hot mess,
is,
bro.
oh my God. Was there a real protest
It
outside,
was there.
Rocky?
Stop playing, man. Stop playing. I
Mm.
think honorable mention. Even Chauncey Billups. Did Grant Hill make it? Did we say that?
No, Grant Hill
Grant
didn't
Hill
make
didn't
it.
make it,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
So these always
Dame,
left to be desired.
Damian Lillard made the list.
Yeah, yeah. Damian Lillard, um, over Chauncey Billups at least, or even Grant Hill. I
Unbelievable.
don't know. I don't know.
So
I don't
yeah,
know.
man. So that's just something that Vince Carter didn't make the list.
Vince Carter.
T Mac T Mac didn't make the list.
Oh, all right. I don't want.
But hey,
Look, yeah, I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna get upset. But
and
yeah,
besides
it's
the list
always
though, before we end off with sports, let's talk about the crazy shit that went down in LA, man. The Lakers starting off 0-2. It's actually rather entertaining because I got faith in LeBron. I know they're gonna turn it around, but to see Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis getting into it on the sideline was crazy. To see Russell Westbrook playing like a crackhead was crazy.
you
I
got a
mean,
lot. You got a lot of characters on that team. And first and foremost, you do not fight a dude with a unibrow. Okay, he's got a lot of pent
Angry
up
Birds.
anger and frustration, all set up in his spirit. You don't fight a dude with a unibrow, man. You just
Mm.
don't do it. You don't want to get it. You don't want none of that. But
Yeah, but Dwight Howard's got that bob going on, the purple little.
he got that. He got that Paul Pierce going. he got that Paul Pierce. Dwight Howard's a different character too, man.
Yeah,
I just yeah. You got a lot of Madonnas on that team. Yeah,
you
that's
definitely
the
do.
best way to put it. A lot of Madonnas, a lot of Aretha Franklins. You got all of it on that team. That's what you're gonna get when you put it together. You got a lot of old folks who feel like they've cemented their careers and they don't have to necessarily submit to a certain role. They're gonna go in there and do what they do, and that's the hard part about that. And that's what they in for. A lot
A
of
lot of
sassafras,
sass.
a lot of sassafras over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot
but
of that.
the funny thing is with the Lakers trading for Russell Westbrook, a lot of the Wizards got a lot of those players they sent over for him, and they're 2-0.
Yes, they
So
are
I'm
doing
not
it.
I'm not jumping back on the Wizards bandwagon, but I gotta give them respect. They jumped out there 2-0. I'm still rocking with LeBron, but again, stick with us, guys. Join in. Give us some information tonight about something that I'm just learning about. Tonight we're getting ready to shift gears and talk about something that's been really I say popular. If you're into investing, if you're into, saving money or finding ways to get richer, I'm sure you probably heard of cryptocurrency.
Crypto, crypto, crypto. I'll put one in the chat if you have money in cryptocurrency. Two if you don't. One in the chat if you got money in cryptocurrency. Two if you don't. Okay.
And
Please,
put
please,
three if you got a
please.
lot of that shit.
Huh? If you got a lot.
Put three. Because I'm gonna call you at the end of the podcast and
I
we're gonna
got quite
trade.
a, I got quite a bit of cash in crypto, man. Look, one thing that I know that even if you have no idea on what it is and it's coming and it's been around for a while, get involved. Get involved, do something, buy something, get involved. Do your own research. Go to NerdWallet, go to Investopedia, do something. Shout out to April. I know you ain't got no crypto. Thanks for sharing.
What's
But
up, April?
make sure you go and get some information. Okay. Investopedia. I'm gonna share this right now so that you know. Look, I was I remember in 2017 sitting with I'm gonna say a name, um, sitting with a name because I told him back then to go ahead and buy some. I don't know if he did or didn't. He probably did.
Why you
Um,
ain't tell me back in 2017?
2017. Where were you? 2017. You probably that was probably right after we stopped talking and you wanted to fight me over some egg rolls. We'll get in that story later on. But but I remember sitting there watching, investing in some cryptocurrency and watching Bitcoin when it was at 15,000 and it was going on a tear and everybody was like, will it hit 20? Will it hit 20? Do you guys understand right now that's at $67,000, 67,000 right now?
Yeah.
I remember when crypto was 2001, people were talking about Bitcoin. It was bootleg graphics and it was like 0.00001%. So if even if you don't know, find some information, get involved. This is investopedia.com. It tells you what it is: a digital virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend.
Mm.
Um, they're decentralized networks, and basically what that means is not government or federally regulated just yet. So they don't have a binding interest in the fluctuation of it, and they don't have the control over it like they have of regular currency. Look at that. Crypto. She put that in there. Get your referral on. Get your referral on. But look, find your information. Go out there, invest in it. Um, I'll tell you, probably not everybody's going to get the same type of responses or same type of returns. But when I first started, I put in maybe $200, $200 at the most, which was like 4 years ago. And that $200 uh now is somewhere around like $2,000. And I just let it sit and I go in, I find other ones and I invest in them. Even though me personally, I don't still know a lot about them.
Mm.
I go out and I read and I find more information. I invest in it, and then I let it sit and wait and watch it move and shake. Fed's gonna find a way to get in like crypto and weed for sure, but I mean, this is a new market that is available and accessible to anybody. Um, if you know some good wallets that you can use, go out and use them. We're not getting paid for any advertisement. I use Coinbase. There's a bunch of different ones out there. I did say egg rolls, mom. Ask your son about that. We'll talk about that later, probably in another show.
Yep.
But go in there, find that information, and look. You can go out and literally buy a bunch of coins for like $10,
Hey, before
and
you
it won't
continue,
cost.
do you know who invested in Coinbase back in, I think it was
Yes,
2012?
yes, and he put some bars in it in one of what's the name songs? What's
Yeah.
your man DJ Khaled song? Cryptocurrency Scarface. His name is
Yep.
Nasir, and that made him he was already multi-millionaire. That made him a multi-millionaire. I think he made like 90 million off the deal,
Yeah.
and still has ownership in it. So even if you don't,
So to see these type of real quick to see these type of famous celebrities and successful people still constantly invest and do things to triple and quadruple their worth makes you think. Like, it makes me think, right? Like, you can't get complacent. Obviously you're here for your families and your generations beyond you. Obviously you want to take care of yourself, but
Mhm,
I have to take my own advice and your advice too, because I don't like to spend money into places or things that I don't feel like I have control over.
mhm,
And because I haven't taken my personal time to learn about crypto, I've been hesitant. But I had a conversation today with somebody who was putting me on to some information. And when you think about it, she made some really good points. She said, people from way back in the history of man, we've always bartered, we've always traded. There's always been currency. There's
mhm.
always a form of currency. And what happened with the pandemic is that it kind of sped up the growth, I would say, from those years you were talking about crypto just starting off to, kind of what it is now, because you don't have to touch cash.
Yep.
It's a digital pocketbook, like you said, and it's a blockchain currency. And One of the other things that I learned today, and get this, guys, you the stock market's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and try to say like all of a sudden now let's not invest into stocks. But the stock market does close. Crypto's 24/7.
24/7.
So why not
24/7.
so why not take a risk on an investment? Because honestly, at the end of the day, we should talk to each other about it, and it doesn't discriminate any age, any race, any type of person that wants to make some money. Let's do the research and get into it. So what else you got about it, Kay?
That's it, man. Look, like you said, we waste money on so much shit every day. Shanae says it.
Right.
Why not risk on an investment? You spend $20 a day in lunch. Don't lie to me. $20
Probably
at a
more if you eat
minimum,
twice.
probably more if you're a little fanciful. You know what I'm saying?
And then if you
$20 to
dash and
buy
you
you
gotta pay the fee.
$20 to buy you a few coins and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And look at it a week later. Look at it a week later, and if it nets you $3, that's better than that one day's worth of lunch. You sell it and make $3. You get $23 back. It's a different type of stock market. So she and the evil up. See,
I've
watching
been
this go to
hearing
the
it.
moon. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me let me tell you something. That thing is like 0.0000392 or 3924, something like that. And started listening, started getting into it, and bought a bunch of it. What's up, Miss Nicole, aka Master King? But look, once it moves, it moves. I'm sharing some personal stuff, and it's not going to be the same for everybody. I promise you. It's a risk like anything else. I think I spent about $60, $70 of Shiba Inu I bought a couple weeks ago, and now it's worth $130. Okay, it is see up like $200 in less than 2 weeks. It's simple.
You didn't tell me that. You didn't put me down as Shibo and you,
Oh,
Shibo
look,
new.
it's not like that for everybody. Look, but it's the type of investment that you get into and you hold and you see where it goes. Same way with Bitcoin. Bitcoin retired a lot of people, retired a boatload of people. If it hits a penny by December, my lord. So it's one of those things that you take the time. You can get into it within a
Mm.
matter of 10 minutes, get involved and buy some coin and just sit on it. Just sit on it and then come back to it later. But if you don't, we want to make sure that we use our platform to give as much knowledge and information as possible, that it's good for you, that'll help you look into different avenues and different things that you didn't look at before. So crypto is one of the things. If you're just on the sidelines, you need to you need to just be dumb enough to go in and spend 20 or 30 bucks on something. If you see that Shiba Inu is the one that's getting the most garner, just go buy some of that. Literally. And I'll share the price of what it is right now. Um, right now, so you have an idea. Uh,
Well, I'm definitely jumping on one of those referral links. And
Jump
Shanae,
on
you
the
got to
referral
split
link.
that 25 with me, Shanae. I want half that 25 because I didn't get any Shiba Inu information.
So right now, I'm sharing this right now. It's 0.00034, which means that's three-fourths to a dollar. Okay, so $10 will buy you probably like 600,000 coins.
Wow.
Just so you get an idea, 10 or $15 might buy you 600,000 Shiba Inu coins. So as the value goes up, the cost of the coin goes up, your money increases in value. It's just like stocks. It's not rocket surgery. It's numbers. It's all numbers, and it's something that you can get into as for very little and not know a lot, and just do what it do. But yeah, crypto,
All right,
crypto,
so let's do
crypto.
it.
Learn.
At the end of the podcast, everybody go on. It's still open. Download your Coinbase. Tell them all dressed up podcast sent you and get your
We need a
$25
referral code.
referral credit.
We need a
You
referral
do.
code. Slow
You
down. We
do.
need a referral code.
But I'm thinking about not just thinking about, but honestly, I want to learn more. Different avenues of financial growth is very important. It's we laugh and we joke about it a lot, and we show off with each other online every day about how much we're spurging and spending. But let's pick each other up and talk about how much we're actually growing and saving too. So
There you go.
I think it's an excellent point. Shout out to UK Does It for the information, and I definitely learned a lot doing some research. I'm looking forward to getting into it a little bit more as well.
Do your research. Just be dumb. Just be dumb enough to blow some money on something that could make you a boatload later on in the day. Even though if you don't know, and it doesn't cost you a lot. Like I said, 20. It costs you one lunch, $20. We blow $20 at, on lunch. 20, $25, $30 on lunch.
Put that scratch off money in the Shiba in you.
Yeah, I'm crazy. So, all right. So that's we didn't hit the crypto. Let's talk about kids. We about to go down this rabbit hole. First,
Mm.
first of all, before we go there, I'm going to preface both conversations because the reason why I brought this up because there's two sides of it. How to raise kids in this day and age, and also the other part, caretakers, is um, how to take care of parents when they get older. You know what I'm saying? There's
Are you
there's
doing? Are we doing just taking care of? Or are we doing disciplining kids too?
We're doing discipline, kids. We're doing discipline and raising kids. So let's get on to that. This will be a good conversation for you to learn and assess because one of the things that we know, only thing that we know is from what we came up and how we grew up. Okay. And where's it? If my niece is still in here, I'm going to make sure she better text me in and talk about how she rears her kids. But I'm going to take. I'm pretty confident in what's going to happen with this little poll we're going to take. Um, yep. See, favorite conversation to have now. I'm pretty confident in where this conversation is going to go. But um, if you are in this room in the chat right now, if you were disciplined.
If you have gotten your ass whooped, so no, I'm
Okay,
just
there
kidding.
you go. Yeah, no, if you got your ass whooped, if you've been disciplined by your parents when you grew up, type what should I type? What would we type?
Zero,
Ze-
because that's all you had after that ass whooping. You
type
deserved
hurt.
it.
Type hurt. Hurt 1 2 3 in the chat. Type hurt 1 2 3 if you've been got your ass whipped growing up. Um, growing up in the chat. If not, type she put a fist. That's a good one. If not, type no. If your parents did not discipline you physically, type no in the
Well, you
chat.
started off, man. Talk about how briefly how you were raised in discipline, and then
Do
how
you
that
okay?
transpired for
Okay.
you.
So I'm glad you're still here, Fallon, because I'm going to bring out a present. So I grew up with four sisters, two older, two younger, and we had a everybody in the house got physically disciplined, but we were for some reason we were a little special because my dad introduced something um, that you knew what time it was when it happened. Yes, I do still have it. Okay, now in my house when I grew up, we had what was called the Board of Education. All right,
Dun dun
so
dun
don't
dun.
don't. Magic Key say Magic Key says hurt. Now this here is called the Board of Education. Okay, this is what I grew up with in my house. Now you see there, everybody signed it. Everybody signed it on multiple occasions. Um, Anybody in here ever been in a fraternity? So my father was in the Omega Psi Phi. Okay, you got four ass whippings when you're a child. That ain't enough. Um, so
No,
basically, if you got in trouble enough, the Board of Education came out and whooped
pledging.
your ass. Now, like I said, my father's Omega Psi Phi, or I rest his soul. If you ever been in a pledge, you've seen one of these boards before. Okay. Um, this was used to discipline us. And like I said, if you saw this come out the house or come wherever in a parent's hand, this is what it is. Now, they weren't. I can say as a kid, you always think it was crazy, like they were going off the handle. But they, looking back at it now, they weren't never they weren't
Oh,
never crazy with it. Um, I ain't never look at talk about bend over, cuff you. What?
that's
They
that
didn't tell
college
us to
shit.
cuff it. If you got caught, if they got caught, they caught.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, it educates you, but I mean, there are signatures and everything else on this thing, man. It's it's funny that seeing this because we found this, we thought it was lost. There's timestamps on here. It's from 82 to 96. I'm dead ass. Dead ass.
Oh man.
Fallon is a grandchild that never felt the pain of the boy, but she knew about it. Everybody knew about it growing up, and it was serious. That's what they do in fraternities. You're 100% correct. But one of the things that it did do is you knew when you took it too far, and you understood the consequences of your actions. Now there are so many people. Let me put this up that frown upon physical discipline
Mhm.
nowadays because, um, as always, there's always the possibility of taking it too far, for one, and two, people don't know when to use it or when not to use it because you have the time old adage of people saying kids raising kids and in that nature. So, yeah, it's me. I frown.
And
I
just and
frown.
just so everybody knows, we're not talking about child abuse. We're not taking
No,
it that route. We're just talking about like Kid Dizzle said, how you disciplining your kids. And in today's society, you've got I think two opposite ends of the spectrum. You still got the traditional parents, and then you've got the I would say the newer and younger parents who give their children, I would say, a lot more freedom than we probably had growing up. So obviously, abuse is abuse. We're joking and we're laughing, but a lot of kids still get disciplined in different ways. So,
a lot of people still get disciplined in different ways. Now, um, if have ha, have you? Can you say you used to get ass whoopings, right?
mhm.
Did it help or did it hurt?
you
Well, it
know,
hurt, but did it help or did it hurt?
the biggest thing with me, I was raised by my grandmother, so I didn't have a male figure that would ever like put his hands on me or spank me per se. So I can't relate to that, but I can remember my grandmother hollering, "Don't make me get the pancake turner." And the pancake turner was a spatula, and that shit hurt. So I just knew that I didn't want to get my ass whooped. And in hindsight, it was a little bit of fear.
Hmm.
And it comes down to, I don't want to say, scaring your kids, but you got to know that there is a line that if you cross it, there are going to be some repercussions that are going to go beyond just talking,
Right.
and not to go too far in the conversation, but if you're running around out here now and you don't have that 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 conscious of if I don't chill out, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, then it could be a bad thing.
Hmm.
So like to answer your question, I definitely I had that fear, and not like I was scared of my mom or my grandmother or my family, but I knew that if I did something to disrespect her or disrespect the family, that I could get my ass whooped.
Mm.
I didn't ever have to go get the switch or the belt or any of those old things. I know a lot of people have different stories. You had the Board of Education, but I know a lot of people in the chat, they've had their different things they've gotten. But it's funny that before I go back to you, I was listening to this Kendrick Lamar song, and it was on the damn album, and it's called Fear, right?
Hmm.
And when he goes into the song, if you ever get a chance to listen to it, the whole like song is him basically talking about how fear was instilled in him as a child
Hmm.
by his mom. You know what I'm saying? In the house, like if you touch this soda, I'm gonna beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Or if you go
Right.
outside before I get home, I'm gonna beat your ass. And a lot of kids where I grew up around, we kind of had that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So, let me reach now. I feel like parents take that shit too far. I've seen a situation where parents are just miserable in their own lives, so they take it out on whooping the kid's ass.
yeah, that's abuse.
100%. That is very valid when people don't know how to deal with life. It's it's abuse. When you take out your emotions and things on other people, whether it be physical or whether it be mental, it's abused. And so you just have to be
Verbal.
mindful of that. Discipline is obsolete for super rebellious kids. Again, that's what Ron says. That's a hard thing. Mama got the belt. Um, and it's one of those things where never hit a child when you're angry. That's tough because
That's a
kids
good
will
point.
anger you to the point of no return. But you have to be sensible. Um, now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Don't your ass write paragraphs in here and not text or call in. I get the audio. I think when I tell people I employ gentle parenting techniques, automatically assume I'm permissive parent. I let my children do anything. That's hella untrue. I have boundaries and consequences, but my ultimate goal with my kids are, there you go. Um, that's just one of those things where you just got to be mindful of. You don't have to, like, here's what I do know. Okay. It is not required. It's not required to discipline a child with physical, with doing that as physical wise. So you have to be mindful of what you're doing and when you're doing it.
But let me
And
ask y'all this
that makes
question.
sense.
Let me ask you this question,
Go
Kay,
ahead.
in the chat as well. At what point do you make the decision of, all right, I'm gonna start, physically disciplining my child?
Hmm.
Like, does that come down to something that just happens naturally, or do you like make a decision like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and because Erica just made a good point in the chat, like every child doesn't need the same form of discipline. So again, piggybacking off of her, when do you make that decision, Erica? At what form of discipline do they need? Do you learn the form of discipline over trying different forms of discipline, or like what do you think?
He said, I knew my mother could throw hands, so I didn't even want to test her." Look, 301-857-1757. Join the chat. I will send you the link. Bring in, you can come in audio or video. But this is an important conversation to have.
It
A hella
is.
important conversation to have, because you gotta remember there's so many different ways.
But answer that though, Kay. Do you think people just start spanking their kids off break because that's what happened to them, or do they like work out an agreement with their child? Because me, I haven't raised a child yet.
No, it's a,
So
perfect example is my niece, if she bring her ass in here. Perfect example is um is is that some people want to do the exact opposite of
okay,
others. And kids are kids are humans with personalities and perspectives, and
and
you
they'll
have
try you, and they'll take it as far as they can too, from what I've seen.
they will try you. They will take it as far as, some will, some won't. You have some rebellious kids, and you have some not so rebellious kids. But you have to know your child, and you have to know what works for them and what doesn't work for them. Um, butt whoopings ain't gonna do it for butt whoopings ain't gonna do it. Ass whoopings ain't gonna do it for all kids.
So
That could
what
just
about
turn them
that,
off.
Kay? So
What's
when you
that?
say that, right? So then what do you do? And then how do you know that it's not gonna work? And at what point do you learn? Look, a butt whooping's not solving the problem here.
Um,
You got a text, Fallon.
yeah, it's a reaction. Um, it's you got to know you trying to tell me, if how do I know if it's not gonna work?
Yeah, at what point? Like we're talking about, like everybody in the chat's got some good points. You making
Hmm.
great points. So Arizona says it depends on the kids. There's some real live hell raisers out there. I don't want my child to be a hell raiser. So
Mm.
how do I get to the point of stopping that from becoming into fruition? And do I just like spank my child early, or do I just learn all of a sudden that what, spanking them doesn't work? Like, kind of elaborate. You've raised four children.
Yeah. So you have to know your child. You have to know what works and what doesn't work. They are humans like anybody else. You got to know what motivates them to do certain things, or what motivates them to not do certain things. And um, by knowing those motivations, you are able to better tailor what how you need to get what you need out of them, and also to help them be stronger, and realize that, hey, I shouldn't have to do this to make you do this. You should try to works through some of this stuff on your own. So parenting is tricky. No one has the key or the special sauce to do it.
Let
Set your
me ask
boundaries
you
with
this
your kid. You're
question.
right.
What happens, or what do you think led up to those kids that you see throwing fits in the store? Like we used to always say, "Oh shit, I wouldn't have did that."
Throwing
Do you
fits in the
think
store.
those kids? You think those kids didn't get spankings?
No, them kids ain't get their ass beat, because
Okay.
we already know. You walk up in that store, you embarrass me. You
Yeah.
embarrass me. You finna get embarrassed. I
Yeah.
don't care what cameras out there. You finna get embarrassed. And here she is, audio included. Fallon, are you unmuted? Oh, there she is. Let me put you in the middle. Back in it. Oh, okay. What up? Did you mute yourself? I can't hear you. Hello.
Where did she go?
There she is. But I can't hear you. Fallon, are you muted? Unmute yourself, sis. I can't hear you.
So Fallon's trying to get unmuted and join us on the three-way, but Arizona says ain't no daddy home.
Ain't no daddy home. Look, they said sometimes you just need to talk to your kid the same way that we can't always control our emotions as adults. Kids go through the same thing. Um, uh, ain't no daddy home. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's respect. Um, it's respect and um, home
Cause
training.
I know some moms that whoop serious ass.
It's a lot of moms that whoop serious ass. And like I said, it's not necessary, and um, not everything works for everybody, and it's not a requirement. It is not a requirement. Hey, Fallon, disconnect and then come back in and see if I can get you. See if it works that way. It's not a requirement. We're not saying it to say that hey, you should. It should be a resort for you because it doesn't have to be a resort for you. It doesn't have to be an option for you. More so than anything, it is an absolute last resort um, that you should even go to that manner. I think, like I said, what gets us in trouble is when we go to it too fast, or we use it, overextend it, and that's when it becomes abuse.
But see,
Um,
that's so deep because Erica says again, there's no one right way because it depends on the child.
Depends on the child,
You
you
know,
know.
so you definitely have to get your parental skills up because you just can't be out here handing out ass whoopings to your kids if it's not gonna, be productive. I don't think you're whooping ass because you want to spank your child. I think you want to get positive results.
you
And I think you
well,
want them to learn a lesson per se on not crossing that line and putting themselves and you in that situation again. But at the same time, and here's a fine line because I've got some children, and I know the chat's popping right now, but stick with me. I've got some kids in my close family that are 2, 3 years old, and they're very energetic. Two, three, four
right.
years old, 5 years old, they're very energetic, and I've seen their parents have a hard time slowing them down. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm just talking off the basic, just energy. Kids flying around, grabbing everything, touching the iPad for 2 seconds, bouncing up at it.
Right.
At some point, a kid's going to be a kid.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm taking it, like you said, the younger parents raising their kids, but like, I get disrespect and I get like kids being bad or like Arizona said, hell raising. But I also see a lot of like younger children getting spanked or getting popped, quote unquote, or getting tapped because they're too hyper. So what do you guys think about that
Well,
in
kids getting
2020 in 2021? Let's be honest.
in 2021. Look, like there it is. There it is. Some stuff is normal kid stuff, but the parents have to have patience. Have to have patience.
So now we got a gray area.
There's parenting is a gray area, 100%, because there's no right or wrong answers. The wrong answer is physical abuse that is unwarranted and unnecessary, mental abuse that is unwarranted and unnecessary. Um, Trying to raise a kid in the right way is the most rewarding and most frustrating job at the same time because you never know if what you're trying to accomplish is going to is working. You only know it until they get older and you see the results. Truthfully,
Damn.
and that's just how it works. That's
So
how it works.
you
You don't.
don't know if it worked until it's over.
It is all about planting seeds of trying to teach children how to be good humans and also be self-sustaining, also be also have awareness, discernment, and be disciplined and have some type of goal or drive that they want to achieve. And the only thing you can do is try to foster those things along the way and just keep planting seeds. And you don't see them until they matriculate and grow. A lot of the things that my mom did as I was growing, I didn't see until I got older. I didn't understand. I didn't realize until I got older. And so, and that's the biggest thing about it. You take it's just like, um, when we had that conversation about growing up, and we both talked about how we didn't, for we didn't have, um, we didn't have a father figure per se, a standing father figure in our lives. We took the good and bad from everybody that we ran into, um, and kind of made up of who we were as we grow up. That's how we grow as humans. That's what we do. Whether that parent there is not, whether the parent's a grandparent, whether the parent's an aunt, a great aunt, or uncle, or a family friend, we learn what we learn. And those things usually, the things that we did early on in life that we learn, usually pop up later and help guide us to do the right things later on. Let me see if your for audio working right now.
Mike
Say
check
something.
2 1 2
Can you
family.
hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and I can hear
You get
you
a
guys
car.
now.
You get a car. Hey, so and look, I'm blowing my niece up in sport because I want to bring her on mainly because she doesn't spank her kids. She don't spank her kids, and sometimes I want to spank them, but she don't spank them. So she has a
Now, is that because she chose not to, or is that because they're so well behaved she doesn't have to?
It's a choice. I personally made that choice. I grew up in a corporal punishment environment, um, and I will say some of the spankings were warranted. Some I felt were not. But I can't wrap my head around physically harming my children to get them to comply to what I deem necessary in that moment. I think there are other ways and other techniques, and that's what I employ.
So, Fallon, with that being said, because I think that's very profound that you say it that way, when you see other parents that may behave differently and possibly spank their children, does that yield a judgment upon you that they might not have their parental skills intact, or is that just a fair decision that they've made?
No,
Parents made?
absolutely not. I mean, everybody does what they feel works for them, and we all. It's not like when we're parenting, we operate from a blank slate. We only know what grew up with. So my way of parenting actually stems from what my parents did when raising me and what I saw growing up, and I just wrap, turned it into something that worked for me. I don't think there should be any judgment. I mean, people are going to think what they want to think, but just like you guys mentioned the kid crying in the store, I look at that differently than what you mentioned it. Like you may say they're misbehaving, but for me, a child is crying because there's a need not being met in that moment. And my job with my children is to figure out what that need is and how to best communicate that need or help them communicate that need to me because they don't have the same words that we do to explain my feelings are hurt or I'm sad about this. Like we have to help them get those words.
Okay, and what about the child? Really quick, Cam, I'm gonna throw one last question to Fallon because I really appreciate you, Fallon. It's a great perspective. What about the child who you can visibly see is being, let's say they're a little older, let's say they're about 10 or 11, and they're being disrespectful verbally to their parent in public? Or what if, like, your child got older and they became much more disrespectful or harder to control? Would you employ physical, activity at that point? Like, if it just got worse?
I mean, I can only operate off of who my children are, and I think the child that would probably challenge me the most in that moment would be the second one. Um,
what?
but it's all about what we view as disrespect. So for me, my children
Good
are
point.
absolutely able to tell me how they feel, or they say, "Mommy, I don't like that," or I don't want to watch that. Like they're absolutely okay to do that. For me, disrespect would be putting your hands on somebody or doing that. And for me, I have to separate myself if I'm angry. I can't parent or discipline in that sense. So I will be like, I need a break. I need to take a minute. Let me process this, and then we come back and we talk about it. Or we do this thing called time in, where before I even address what happened, before I even address what I felt was disrespectful, I connect with my child with something that they like to do because I'm building that trust with them. And so I'm connecting with them. And then once we've connected and I feel like they're in a better headspace, I go, hey, you ain't really have to throw that toy like that. Like, that was crazy. Don't do that. We don't throw in this house. Here's what you can do when you're upset. You can stomp your feet. You can yell out loud if that makes you feel better. We can't put our hands on somebody. We can't throw a toy at a wall. But you can do,
Yeah.
I redirect it into something that they are able to do to express their feelings.
Now let me say this too, because and I'm going to put a disclaimer out there right now, because my niece. How old is your oldest child?
He's 8. He'll be 9 in January.
Okay, he'll be 9 in January. Shout out to January babies. You know I know that. But look, this is like I said, how you do and what you do is phenomenal right now. Will it work when they hit the teenage years is yet to be seen, because the teenage years is when the disrespect comes. The teenage years is when the moderation of things change and they escalate and they alter. Um, and so that's one of the things that, like I said, I love the approach that is being taken right now. I have some teenagers in my house, and I've taken great strains to be a certain way and do a certain things. But some of them, when they're in that teenage years, you remember who you were when you were a teenager. Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hef, you remember who you were when you were a teenager.
And that's why I asked Fallon the question.
But you know
When they get
what? The
older,
same can be
does
said for
anything
a spanking.
change?
We don't know what that moment is going to do for that
Right,
child
right,
at that,
Very
when they get
true.
older. We don't
right.
know the effects. Like, if you actually look at the research on corporal punishment, kids who, and this is research, you can look it up, kids who come from a home with corporal punishment grow up to have more anxiety, grow up to have not know how to communicate or
Yeah,
talk to people. They
more
grow up to
communication.
be either accept abusive relationships or become abusive in relationships. Kids who grow up in those tight disciplines. So everything is a test. We don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if gentle parenting is my kids gonna grow up and be like, no, I hated that shit. I'm gonna change it. I don't know what
right,
it's gonna
right,
do. I just know it makes me feel better when I'm doing things this way. And all I can do is hope that it will,
right.
shape
It,
and mold them into
look,
better people.
keep rolling with it, because physical discipline is a breakdown of communication. Anytime an altercation comes about, fighting is a breakdown of communication. Unless it's boxing or it's mixed martial arts, it is always and forever will be a breakdown of communication. So you have to be mindful of just keep doing what you're doing and keep practicing it. Like I said, I watch it. I think it's great. You have more patience. I have a lot of patience. You have more patience than most. Like I said, and Ron said it perfectly. Raising kids is really a crapshoot. The only thing you can do, like I said, is just continue to plant the right seeds, and try to make sure that you're doing the right things in the right frame of mind. As parents, we go through a lot of emotions throughout our lifespan, and parenting, you know, has no break, has no time off, and gives no leisure to think. You just have to do, and being able to manage and juggle those and show that face and do the right things with your kid, like I said, is something that you just learn on the fly. It's nothing that anybody can ever teach you. It's nothing, no book is going to explain it enough for you to be ready for every situation. You just have to do the best that you can and understand that whatever you're doing, while you're doing, um, just make sure that you're trying to do the best that you can, along with it. I love you, and thank you for coming on and showing your perspective. And I wish I had your mama on, because your mama crazy too. She's been on here a lot of time. She's showing her aspect of it.
We did a, like, on Mother's Day, we
Yeah, I know.
actually
I know. I
sat
seen
down
it.
and talked about our childhood growing up and being spanked and what has led to us. And she
Yeah,
actually told me, like, she appreciated the way I parent. Like, you are way more patient than I
yeah.
have ever seen in
Your
my
mama
life.
hood. Your mama hood as hell. Hood as hell. I love it. I think Denver needed more spankings though. But we'll talk about it another day. I love you, Fallon. Talk to you, babe. Thanks for coming in.
Congratulations, Fallon, for dodging the Board of Education.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
good thing you dodged that. But thank you very much for joining the show. We appreciate you.
we retired in '96 before she.
Good thing, because that
No,
thing
right
looks
on there.
scary. But I think at the end of the day, I take in conclusion from everybody in the chat and Fallon's perspective in UK is like we all hope that our kids are reasonable.
Yeah,
And I think we all hope that we can get them to reason as early as possible. And when you tend to not be able to reason with another human being, that's when other things come into play, such as violence, right?
right.
No matter what it is. When two people can no longer reason, that's when you have to implement other methods. So you really want your kids to be able to communicate early, and I think just talking to them. And I'm no parent, obviously. I don't have the answers, but I just think, in my opinion, that you just want to hope to be able to communicate with your children effectively at the earliest age possible.
Hmm. And let me say this to you. Parenthood starts when you realize that you're going to have a baby.
Mm,
Not even before they're here. It starts right when you know that child is coming. And the reason why I say that is because once you understand and realize that you're about to bring a life into this world, your thoughts, your ideas, your movements change and alter to make sure that you try to prepare as best as you can for that person that you're bringing into the world. So your parenting starts right now. Your preparation starts right now, and it never stops. It never stops. So you like you said, you move you move hella differently. Do the best you can. It is trial and error. Nobody's perfect. And do not, I repeat, do not blame your parents for what they did or they didn't give you. Just take what you got and get better and move on, move within the world like you know you're supposed to. One thing we didn't get to go to tonight is the caretaking part because I really wanted to talk about um, how uh some parents saddle their kids when they get older due to lack of preparation. I know so many I speak from personal standpoint, but so many parents, so many people that are taking care of their parents now that uh, that may be a burden. uh, you know, do you or do you not make sure that you prepare yourself so that your kids don't have to take care of you when you get older. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and that's a huge conversation that we really need to talk about. We may talk about that. We may pull into that next week. Next week. Um, so look. I told my mom it's one of me. So take care of yourself, and I'll step in when you can. Right. And see, my ideals is look. I do not want my kids to have to take care of us. Okay.
Hmm.
I tell them all the time, put me in a home, put me somewhere, and I'll make sure I got the money to pay for it and don't come out of your pocket. Plain and simple. Because I don't want to infringe upon your life and what you're doing and your movements to your with your family. I got you. Yeah, if you got you're one person, it's one parent. That's how things. But we as parents have to make sure that we start moving differently. We set them up for success. We do everything that we can to raise them right, to plant those seeds, right, to go forth and be great in this world. We don't want to pull them back and have to take care of us after we've done all this to do that, right? We don't want to do that. Like I said, having a plan for the future. Big part is not having finance order. We don't have the right now in our minds. We don't plan for the future. We got to talk about that, family. We got
Yeah,
to
man.
talk about that because that's big. That's big. And we got to start planning now. So, baby boomer generation parents is wilding. They don't cook breakfast like the old grand. They want McDonald's breakfast. Have your affairs in order. Order. So, both ends of the spectrum. Do the
I
best you
mean,
can
we all
and
we
don't become
all
a burden.
we all know the answers in a perfect world of how to raise kids, right? Everybody knows, but there are challenges each and every day. I watch good parents around me try and do the best that they can. And I just think that we should just keep learning from each other. And I think the biggest thing that I took from you guys is like you all said, every child is different. And patience is what do they say? Patience is a virtue.
Mm.
So be patient with your kids and love them every day. And other than that, that's all I got, man.
That's all I got too, man. It's phenomenal episode. We're gonna put that in
Very
repeat.
nice.
You know where you can find us. YouTube, Spotify. We're everywhere. And their kids are like looking in the mirror. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Whatever you thought, you know, whatever you thought that you were bad on, how bad you were, your kids, your child will challenge you to that next level. They will challenge you to that next level. I promise you that. Challenge you to that next level. So, look, I got one more thing to share
What
before
you
we
got,
go
man?
go
What
out
you
on a
got?
high note, huh?
I said, what you got?
What do I have? Um, I have this because I agree with the caption. They will challenge every part of you, but this enough is enough, man. Enough is enough.
Man,
Look
just
at
let
your
Russ
boy.
be, man.
Look at your boy, man. What the hell is this, man?
Just let Russ be great. He rocking old school Converses, and it looks like he's got like some 4X pajama pants on.
That Bama got a sweater. He got an armless crochet sweater on, bro. Get the fuck.
That's Brody right there, man. Russell Westbrook, top 75 all
Top
time.
75. My ass. Yeah. Oh,
What an
Fallon the
episode,
fingerless
man.
gloves.
Only the
Uh,
All Dressed Up podcast do we talk about the NBA, NFL, spanking or not spanking your kids, and then in the episode with some crochet sweaters and
crochet
baggy
sweaters, bro.
pajamas.
Arm sleeveless crochet sweaters, bro. Sleeveless crochet
Your
sweaters.
boy 410 was sending me IG messages throughout the podcast. He was hilarious, man. Shout out to 410 Beard. Shout out to Erica McCoy. This is a great episode. I
Shout out to
appreciate it.
everybody that slid through, man. Slid through. We love y'all. We will see you guys next week for episode 35. And what you got, baby? Take us out.
Like, share, and subscribe, man. I don't want to
Like,
sound like everybody else, but we all family. So tell the rest of your friends and family about the All Dressed Up podcast. Thanks, guys.
thanks,
See you
guys. See
next
y'all
week.
next week. Peace.
And you know, and I know, and they know, cause we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, they know, cause we know, we go all